What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the August Love Story podcast. I'm your host, Tommy T. This is my beautiful wife, Artieka T.
Hi.
That is the most awkward hi in the world.
Because I'd be like, I can say my name, but then you say my name.
I feel like I should say anyway. Thank you guys for being here with us. Today we are talking about dates.
Our first date. And
everything dating. So
kind of a story time.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be story time with us. But before we get into it, man, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. Make sure if you're listening to it on Spotify, Apple Music, make sure you subscribe there. Just to make sure you know when things are dropping. Hit the bell on YouTube just to make sure you get the notifications and everything like that. So, but before we get started, we always start our episodes off with conversation starters. So Artieka, what's the conversation starter for today?
What are 3 things I do that make you feel special and loved?
Well, you do that little thing.
Don't start.
You buy root beer, like when you bring a drink back. Mm-hmm. Every time you bring root beer back, I'd be like, oh.
Because I don't like root beer.
Yeah, most people that I know don't like root beer, but I love it.
You and my mom have so much in common because she's a root beer drinker.
Is
too.
She? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. But that's one. When you see that I'm having a rough time, like you've recently started doing this, you'll be like, do you need a hug? And I'll be like, yeah, or nah. And I don't know what this last one is. Like you're supportive, like just your being like doing this. Mm-hmm. Makes me feel loved because it's weird to say, but you know, this was my idea, you know, and just to see you really start to get into it and kind of claim it as your own, you know, it makes me appreciate you a lot more. It makes me feel loved by that because you're willing to step out of your comfort zone to do something with me. So what say you?
One of the things that you've done more recently, as in the last year, has been making dinner and not complaining that I didn't figure out dinner because life been rough. And sometimes
I complain in my head.
Okay, but I don't have to hear it. And so that makes me feel loved.
Yeah.
When you bring me back a snack, even though I shouldn't be eating said snacks.
Yeah. Like
the day you went out and built the buffet and you were like, I got you something. And it was a pack of M&Ms. I was like, yes, I just bought some, but this is going to get added to my stash. And also, actually just the buffet, like taking the time to listen to something that I've said that we need something that we need because we needed storage.
Yeah.
Like finding a solution to that problem and like just going out and doing it. Like I wasn't happy the day that you went out to build it, but that's because I was at home. Actually, I wasn't even at home all day. Your kids just wore me out on a random trip to the other side of Atlanta. But just, you know, having the buffet, having it built, it's now stored and looks really, really nice in our dining room. Yeah. Like that made me feel special because you sat down and you were like, she needs these things and she needs these things put up. Mm-hmm. Let me figure out a way to put up said things that she needs. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome, Ninja.
Don't do that. I was being nice to you.
Oh, that's nice. Oh.
Okay, Lily.
Anyway, so yeah, man, that's cool. I like these little conversation starters. Dating. Let's jump into it, man. Dating is one of the biggest things for relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It helps keep things creative. It helps keep the relationship fresh and new, because relationships themselves, you can get lost in that and forget that your partner is a human, and you just go with daily life and no experiences are happening or anything like that. So recently we were able to go on our first date since we had kids.
Since we had two kids. So we've been on a date with one.
Yeah. Alone, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've been on a date alone with one.
Have we?
Yeah, like our first one was when I remember the first date having Lily was when we went to go see The Photograph. Because my mom was in town because of Lily's baby dedication.
Yeah.
But it's been a few other dates in between. Like sometimes we have to date with Lily. Well, we had to date with Lily. We haven't dated with Lily and Quad.
Yeah. The interesting part with us and dating is when COVID happened, we basically shut everything down. Mm-hmm. So we had Lily. It was just me, Artieka, and Lily. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't let, I don't think anybody came and watched her. Mm-mm. So it was just anything we did, it was just us three. And since Quad has been here, and everything is kind of opened up and we pretty much are not past COVID, but we're past COVID.
We're feeling normal adjacent.
Yeah, normal adjacent. We had a babysitter for our baby. So we were able to go out and enjoy ourselves. And it brought a new freshness to our relationship because is that not a word? Or you laugh?
I laugh because I just thought about me at the arena where I kept saying, what time is it?
Right. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, I can take a nap, but I don't know what time it is. And as soon as the thing, I was like, yes, thank you.
Oh, you haven't told where we went.
Oh, yeah. We went to go see Kevin Hart, which was, if you haven't seen him, go see him. It's one of my favorite comedians. Mm-hmm. But just to be out doing adult things, laughing with my wife, my best friend.
15,000 other people.
And 15,000 other people. Just the quirky conversations that we had, like there, like trying to figure out how many people and how much money could possibly be made.
Yeah, we
who's smoking in there?
Oh, somebody. So okay, let's start off. When we get to the arena, outside of the arena, they bagged up our phones and handed them to us in a pouch. Tommy and I both own watches that are not smart watches. However, both of them have dead batteries. Yeah. You can't have your smartwatch on either at the show. So we were just wandering around aimlessly, not knowing what time it was. Yeah. So, at one point, I was like, look now, we've been in here for 2 hours.
Had to.
This show got to be starting soon. If not, somebody owe me some money. But yeah, so, to be able to go out on a date and, Tommy had never seen Kevin Hart live before. I had, way back in the day. But we were able to enjoy that. And I know that he was just having the time of his life.
I was.
Being able to see one of his favorite comics perform here in Atlanta. Now, the funny things about the date, what he mentioned was somebody smoking. In the middle of the show, somebody just lit up a cigar or something. And I'm like, My throat is closing up on me.
Man, it was funny to me because I was like, I smelled it, but it just doesn't bother me. But Artieka, I was like, your age is showing. It's like, I just, I just found it to be funny. But the funny part in our date to me was like just being able to look over at you, see you laugh, see you smile. And me thinking to myself, like, man, we need to do this more often. We need to be able to do things like this, just me and her, because I had forgot, like, how it was. Kind of thinking back now on our running joke is, when was our first date?
I've just decided to just go along with whatever you say.
Like, what do you say our first date was?
I told you I'm going along with it.
What was it?
Okay, so I don't really... Okay. So there's two possible first dates.
Yeah.
There's mini golf.
Yep.
And then there's Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
I think that I've always said mini golf. And you've always said Stone Mountain?
I think it was, yeah.
Because I didn't think
Stone Mountain was a date to me.
Stone Mountain was not a date to me. I didn't show up like a date.
You definitely didn't.
I had on my Nikes,
and
some leggings, and a t-shirt. And Tommy came out with his pretty boy polo shoes.
Right. No socks.
No socks. And we took the sky lift up to the top, and we missed the sky lift coming back down. And so we had to hike down the side of this mountain in the dark.
Yep.
Both of our phones were at critically low.
Yep.
Like, I don't even think we were at 15%. I think we was at like 10.
Like
9.
our phones were dying.
Yeah. And we had to follow the lights on the little girl's LA Gears that also missed the sky lift with us.
Yeah.
There was a lot of us.
I was so mad at that because I was like, I was not planning on walking down that
There
thing.
was no indication that the sky lift was closing because we were in the building. They were taking a really long time. And then like groups of us were just like, it's hot in here. We're going to go back outside.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't get back inside.
Right.
So it was not at all what any of us thought was going to happen.
No, but I that was the date to me, but it was weird because like your shoes, like they were very long.
My feet are long.
Like I didn't notice it until like those shoes.
But it's not that my feet are long because I think I have a very
those shoes are just huge.
I think I have a very average size foot. I think that the fact that I was as thin as I was back then makes it look like I have really big feet because I was a really small person with the size foot
but
that
the crazy part about it though, man, it's like how when I met you at 18, right? I never even thought to try to talk to you. Wouldn't know how to approach you or anything like that. And at 25, 26 years old, when we, saw each other and stuff like that, it wasn't even looking for anything. I was just sitting up here like, man, I got these tokens. Let me see if she want to go play mini golf with me because I ain't had nobody to go with. So I think that's the reason why I didn't claim that to be a date.
But Stone Mountain was a date? And Stone Mountain happened first.
Stone Mountain happened after the...
Mini golf was first?
Yeah, because it was free.
I don't
Mini golf was first, and then I was like,
and man, I have them backwards in my mind. In my mind, I have Stone Mountain was first, and then mini golf was second.
Maybe I claimed mini golf was the first date, and you said...
No, I definitely don't believe Stone Mountain was a date.
I do because, I
just say it if anybody asks.
Stone Mountain.
Yeah, I just be like, went to Stone Mountain. I remember I posted a picture of the two of us but your face was not visible. I was that girl. And people was like, who'd you go to Stone Mountain with? And I was like, what? Who said I went to Stone Mountain with somebody? Because it was somewhere that I had wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because like there's a mountain you can climb up, like not far from your house, less than 30 minutes, and I had nobody to go with, so like it just worked out.
Right.
Mini golf, I don't really remember.
It took me a week to call you.
And I didn't think anything of that because I didn't give you my phone number in a romantic sense.
Right. And I didn't take it in a romantic sense. And then I was like, shoot, man.
So rewind.
Okay.
Again, Tommy and I met at 18. We both moved to Atlanta the same year, a month apart from each other.
Yeah.
We lived 1 mile down the same main street from each other, same side of the street from each other, in different apartment complexes. I lost my job one day and went to the grocery store that was between both of our houses. And he was returning a movie to the Red Box at that same grocery store. I had lost my job. I was going to buy ice cream because, you know, sadness. Eat your feelings. He was going to return his movie that he had watched like 5 times.
Yeah.
And
I was just trying not to get charged.
So, for those of you that don't know, Tommy and I met at the University of Tennessee.
Go Vols.
They won today too.
Yep.
Or I don't know when this is going to air, but they won this weekend. So when he was getting out of his car, I was in my car about to drive around to leave the parking lot. Saw a black guy, orange Tennessee shorts in Georgia. I was like, he's young. I have to know him. All the black people at UT know each other, which is not true, but we feel that way.
Yeah.
So I stopped him, realized who he was, told him I lived down the street. He was like, yeah, I live up the street this way. So we exchanged numbers and I didn't think anything of it. I did come home that night and I got on Facebook because I was like, I didn't know he lived here. And your Facebook profile still said that you lived back at home.
Yeah.
So it was just like,
right.
whatever. He's not updating anything.
Yeah.
So I left it at that. Never thought anything of it until you called me. And I guess it was mini golf because you was like, hey, you want to go play mini golf with me? And I was like, I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got no job. So we started hanging out with each other from there. And then like the next week, I was able to get another job. I went on the interview and got another job. So that was my rewind to bring us back to where we were in the conversation.
Facebook stopped me.
Yeah, because I was like, when did he move down here? Because I had been here for about a year at that point. And so I was like, I knew just about every person that we graduated with that had moved down here.
Yeah.
Because like I would run into people like at the mall. You know.
I couldn't remember your name.
Okay.
Like I remembered your face, but I couldn't remember your name.
Did you think about all the people that I was attached to and was like...
No, I knew exactly who you were.
Oh, okay.
But I just couldn't remember. Because remember when we, like... I remember saying, I thought you were in Memphis. Or was from Memphis or something like that. But I knew you was from Memphis. And I couldn't remember your name. And it happens.
You're awful with names anyways.
I'm not bad with names, but it's just... You know, when you don't use somebody's name in a while.
Bad. So I guess stand corrected. I'll take mini golf as the first day.
Oh, so you say mini golf.
I'm going to say it now because I remember you picking me up to take me to go to mini golf. And then it rained on us at mini golf.
I do remember that.
We went back to my house we
watched something.
It was
it Crooklyn?
Yeah. I was about to say I had the Spike Lee box set.
Yeah.
And so we watched Crooklyn and one other movie. I think it was Do the Right Thing, maybe.
I don't remember.
I don't remember what the other
I remember
was.
watching Crooklyn because it was like trying to, like I had never seen it.
We went to my house, got the movie, and then we went to your house to watch the movie.
Oh, yeah?
Because there were too many people at my house.
Oh, yeah.
That were uninvited guests that happened to move in. But another story for another day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sums up the first date situation. So, at what point did you realize you liked me?
I don't know. I still trying to figure that out. Nah.
Fair. That sounds like a very Artieka response.
I really don't know when I was like, I think it was like before we went to Stone Mountain. Or maybe after Stone Mountain. But it was like when we went to mini golf, I was just, kind of just like, all right, man, we just hang out. See what's up.
Because we were both kind of just down here and didn't really have a lot of people in our lives.
I didn't have anybody.
Well, I had my cousin.
Like I didn't hang out with a lot of people. I was just meeting my cousins. My cousin that I live with,
prior to that, because you weren't living with her.
Right. Prior to that, I had her, but it was like a lot of alone time.
So at this point, now I feel like this turned into an interview. So at this point, now we've gotten to like, we're married, we got kids, and we're trying to navigate the dating thing, which of course there were a lot of dampers put in dating, like you mentioned. We had a new baby and then COVID happened. So we weren't able to go out like we wanted to.
Yeah.
Then we added another baby. And it's like, okay, so we got these two kids and we're trying to figure out what we can do safely and have two kids. So it's become a lot of, I know, home dates where we're just like, hey, we're going to watch TV together, or we'll go sit out on the back deck and talk. But we haven't been able to go out. What are some things that, or is there anything that you feel like you've missed out on in not being able to date?
The music festivals.
Yeah.
The music festivals that we used to go to, that we're gonna eventually start back going to. Just being able to like spontaneously go and do. Everything has to be planned, and I think that's the biggest thing that I forget about. Or I ain't gonna say forget about, but the biggest hurdle for me is like the planning portion of things. And
having kids takes away spontaneity.
Yeah. Also, man, the importance of dating was thrown out the window for me. Like it took us going to Kevin Hart for me to realize, oh, we need to do this. You know what I'm saying? And it was, this sounds selfish of me, but it's like, I don't want to always have to be the person to think of it, pay for it, and go. And
I stopped thinking about the dating aspect of it once I became a breastfeeding mom again.
Yeah.
Because as you saw, the planning and prep that it goes into getting enough milk ready to go to a babysitter, the potential of an oversupply, the day of the event, and then like trying to regulate everything and making sure that you have the room and the time to pump. It's just like, man, it's a whole ordeal. I'm just not gonna go.
Yeah.
So I get it, and it's something that I want for myself to make a more conscious effort in doing, because it's been difficult for me to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this so we can go do X, Y, and Z. Because I'm always like, man, if I got a pump, we ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
I'm very much so an on-demand feeder.
Yeah.
So it's just make it do what it do.
It's just, I realized a lot of things and just how we like actually interact with each other and how we're able to interact with each other when, we do take time out for each other, really just hanging out with my friend. It brings that aspect back, and we have new material, basically, you know what I'm saying, to actually talk about new experiences and everything like that. But it's...
My life is not content, Tommy.
No, I'm not saying it as in content. I'm just saying it's like those things happen, and when you cut them off, things become robotic. Your relationship becomes robotic, and it's not any space for the growth, for you guys to get on the same page and grow together, because it was funny, like at the Kevin Hart concert, I went to the bathroom and you was like, bring me back some food. And for whatever reason, you was up there when I came out.
I was like, I don't know what time it is. I'm going to go use the bathroom too.
Yeah. And so
I didn't want to miss any of the show going to the bathroom.
Right. And so I was like, oh man, I'm glad you're up here, because I don't know how I was going to carry all this stuff or what you wanted for sure. Because you was just like, bring me something back. I was like, what do you want?
Something from the people that are right here at the top. What are they selling? Whatever they got.
Yeah. So it was, it allowed us to get on the same page. And I feel like we've been kind of like on the same page, and kind of like, things have been like better, a better feeling or whatnot around the house and everything. It's like, it's us, me and you as the team against the kids. They can't beat us.
No, one of them can. One of them can, and she definitely tries.
Man. But it's just a reset button for us. I see the importance now of dating. And how it changes, because there's a state, like I'm realizing there are stages of dating, because that Stone Mountain date meant something completely different from this last date we went on. Or
because Stone Mountain wasn't a date.
What was the first date then? If Stone Mountain wasn't a date.
We just came to the conclusion that mini golf was a date.
Mini golf was a date.
Yeah, it was just not an awkward first date. Although we never had an awkward first date, because...
What was the date after that?
I don't know.
Walks in the park, because we walked in the park.
We walked in the park a lot.
It was free.
Probably us starting to go to Jazz in the Alley.
Yeah. No, we started doing that once. We was together. Like,
okay, maybe not then.
Together by the time we started on that.
We were together very early. Like, we went to Stone Mountain in July, and we were together in August.
In August, yeah.
So,
yeah, we moved fast, man.
No, you move fast.
No, buddy, you move fast.
I was just like,
we went to the movies.
Probably.
That was the third date.
I went to the movies a lot, and I'm not a movie person.
Yeah,
but
I am.
Go to the movies because of you.
But no, like what I was saying was like, it's just the levels of dating. I'm realizing now that there are different levels and different purposes for dating. Because in the beginning, when you're like not even together, you're dating to see if this is a person that you want to hang out with, see if this is a person that would be cool, you know, to be in a relationship with. And once you get into a relationship, it's kind of like, what's the next step you go for, you know? And in our case, it was, you know, we date and we get married. Once we got married, it's, okay, we're dating because this is new. All these things is new. We need experience and stuff like that. But then 6 years into it, you're like, what we dating for? You know? And then you go out on a date. It's to keep them fresh, to keep them new, to keep the experiences happening. Because if you don't, your relationship could like actually just fail, you know, because of whatever it is that you're like tired of. Like you're tired of the same routine and everything like that. You don't really have anything to get excited for, you know? So, I see it. It's important now. I realize.
So now your team dropped them kids off?
I've always been team drop them kids off, but you haven't. You know, you like it. I try to look at things that you would want to do, things that, you know, you're comfortable with doing, and I kind of go with that. So, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
I feel like I've talked a lot. I have. Well, I'm turning it over to you now, man. What's our quote for this episode?
So, we sat here and I actually rapped half of this song with Tommy because it was just, you know, great affirmations. So
I'm laughing because I got the song in my head.
No, I rapped several of his songs to myself, and this was the one that I decided to rap to you.
All right.
So it was Juvenile, and he said, "You a paper chaser. You got your block on fire. Remaining a G until the moment you expire. You know what it is. Making nothing out of something. You handle your biz and don't be crying and suffering."
Whoa there. Well, guys, with that being said, that is our episode for today. Quad is already ready to go. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the August Love Story podcast and joining us while we talk about our date life and how it sucked and now it doesn't.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. The challenges that we have with dating and everything like that. So that was pretty cool to talk about. Let us know, what are some of the challenges you guys have and some of the dates that you guys have gone on with your significant other and everything like that. But before you guys leave, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Leave a comment as well, man. Share this podcast out. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you're listening to podcasts, make sure you subscribe to us there. Leave a rating, like rate the podcast and let us know what your thoughts are. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at August Love Story. And you got anything? With that being said,
bye, y'all.
Peace.